Right, well, this is the WiMiUS 4K Q1 action camera. Nicely packaged. But before I take a look at the camera, let's see what else you get in the box here. To start with, you've got the manual. Looks pretty good. You've got stick-on mounts that go on your helmets, skateboards, whatever, and some spare sticky pads with a wire strop there as well for securing the camera. Some cable ties, micro USB charging lead, and obviously, as I'm in the UK, a UK type plug adapter. 2 batteries, which is unusual. You've got what's called a backpack clip and a skeleton case. The camera just fits in this when you don't need it to be in a waterproof case, and it's very useful. You can clip it onto a rucksack, whatever else, when you're walking, and access it quite easily. My sport is paragliding, and when I'm paragliding, I just clip this thing onto the chin guard of the open face helmet, and I can operate while I'm actually flying, which is good. You've got a couple of mounts. There's one on the camera. This slides into those brackets on your helmet or wherever you've mounted them with a sticky pad. You've got 2 or 3 standoffs here for securing the camera to the brackets, long ones, short ones, twisted ones. You've got an open back to go on the camera, which is ventilated and will allow some sound in, and also tends to stop the case misting up when you're using it in the cold. You've got some straps here for securing to the top of a cycle helmet or whatever, and some Velcro straps, and that's something I've not seen before in 10 or 15 of the cameras I've tested. This is an adapter so that you can charge the second battery via a USB without it being in the camera. Very nice. You've got a handlebar mount there, nice little case to keep the whole thing in, and a lens cleaning cloth. And then of course you've got the camera in its waterproof case. Case looks nicely made, and as I say, this has got a close back on it for diving or water sports. Open the case, you just slide this little catch across. Needs to be quite dexterous. Flip that up and drop it out, and then we can have a look and see how this operates. Well, the first thing I've got to do obviously is slip in a battery. Quite easy. It's obvious to see how this goes. You've got 3 little slots on the bottom there, and when you look into the orifice here, whoops, you've got 3 little tags. It will probably charge without the card, but I'm going to slip in the micro card. It doesn't come with a card. Always advisable to use good brand, class 10, with these kinds of cameras. Card goes in, logo side towards the screen on the back. So I'll put it on charge, and then we can see how this camera operates. See you in a minute. Right, the WiMiUS Q1 action camera. Let's take a look. Well, first off, on the front here you've got a 170-degree wide-angle lens. It says 4K, and on the Amazon blurb it actually says genuine 4K, 30 frames a second, the same as the GoPro 4, but I don't know whether that's interpolated or not. You've got the power on off button, which is also a mode button, which in conjunction with the 2 buttons on this end, you can scroll up and down to go through the menu settings and so on. And also the top one is a Wi-Fi button, because there's an app that goes with this. Little speaker there as well. On this end you've got slot for the micro USB. Will take up to 64 gig, and it's recommended to use class 10. You've got micro HDMI, micro USB for charging and for getting your files. Easy enough to get the files off. Just plug it into your computer and you can download, and you've got 3 menu options you'll see when it comes up, but it's obvious what to do. Which brings me to screen on the back. Little red LED there flashes when you're recording. This one here appears to be the charge light, but it's not mentioned in the manual. On the top you've got shutter release, and I haven't tested it yet, but I assume that's the Wi-Fi light. In the base you've got the battery compartment. As I mentioned before, you've got to slide that little catch over, and at the same time hook something underneath that little slot. I find it easy to do it with a paper clip or something. Use a nail there and a paper clip to pull up. Right, so to turn it on, it's a short press of the power button, and you come up with the WiMiUS logo and a little jingle. And as you can see, I'm starting in 1080 60 frames a second. I've got a card in there. The Wi-Fi symbol there shows it's not connected. Battery's about half at the moment. I've been out shooting some video, which was very good. And one comment I would make is it didn't seem to have too much distortion or fisheye effect that some cameras suffer with. I'm recording sound. You can turn the sound off if you want. That's date time, which I haven't set yet. And I'm in video mode, obviously. Right. Or to turn it on and off to start video. You see it's screen shut down because it's on 30-second power saving, and that is the maximum that you can set. So can wake it up again just by pressing the shutter button. So start recording, press the shutter button. As you can see, blue light flashing, video counting down the time. Press again and it stops. Now to go into camera mode, or stills mode if you want to call it that, it's a short press of the power stroke mode button. Oh, and that brings me to point out, it actually says 16 megapixels there. The CMOS apparently is a 16 meg CMOS. 24.58 gig storage space, battery state, and so on. Press again. I'm in what they call slow motion mode, which is 720 at 120 frames a second. Press again, you're in playback mode. So if I now press the shutter button, you can see I'm playing a really boring video of this white sheet that I'm looking at. Come back to that. Playback mode. So if I press the scrolling buttons now, I can scroll through some of the video I just shot around town, which will be in the test clips. And as you can see from this, colours are really nice. So I can scroll through these and I can play whichever video I want to preview with sound. And they look very good. Okay, another press of the mode power button. And I'm in the settings menu. Another press and I'll be back in video mode. So let's go into these settings. Settings. Press the shutter button, I'm in video resolution. Press the mode button, photo resolution. Another settings menu, exposure, white balance, Wi-Fi, image rotation, driving mode, LED indicators and so on. I can't possibly go through everything on here. Time watermark is whether you want the date stamp on or off. There's just too much to go through. So press again. I'm in that big settings menu, which is language. Press again. I'm in the little X. If I press it now, I'll come out. So the little X takes you out. But to go back into the settings, so you've got video resolution there. If I press the shutter button, it will let me scroll through the various video options, which go from 4K at 30, 2.7K at 30, right down to 720 at 30. So if I want to select, shall we say, 4K, I select 4K, press the shutter button, and as you can see, I'm in 4K at 30. Press again, photo resolution. Obviously I can scroll through different resolutions. Timed will be time of delay. 3 seconds, let's just try that. Yep, timed is a 3 second delay, right. So without going through all the stuff there, you've got loop recording for in-car use, you can turn it upside down, you've got proper time lapse with a lot of settings to choose from, as little as 0.5 seconds right up to 60 seconds for time lapse. Slow motion, video resolution, right. Scroll along now, white balance, Wi-Fi, image rotation, driving mode. Driving mode will be for in-car use, obviously, and it basically means when you power up the car and the camera powers up, it will turn on automatically. Then you've got the settings menu, which lets you change date, time, format, factory reset, and so on. So quite an extensive, easy to use menu. Oh, reset to factory. No, I don't want to reset to factory. Firmware version, language, date, time, and so on. Press the power button again, and it says press OK to exit, go back into camera. So I hope that's clear. Now you've got a Wi-Fi app. I'm going to come into that later, but to turn on the Wi-Fi, it's an up press, which means you could now pair it with your phone or tablet, Android or iOS. Wi-Fi password is 12345678 Now if you look on the side of the box, you've got QR codes either for iOS or for Android. Scan the barcode. I'm Android. Got it. Press the link. XDV. So if you can't scan the barcode, search for XDV. Right, I've installed the app, and as you can see it comes up WiMiUS when you search your Wi-Fi's. Already connected, password 12345678 There's the app. Current connection WiMiUS. And as you can see, my Motorola phone is connected to the camera, and the app will let me shoot or loop or time lapse, change to stills or 720 or video. Press that, and as you can see I've started recording. So blue light is flashing on there, and as I thought, the yellow light means that I'm connected by Wi-Fi. Press again, stop recording. I've got media gallery, so no doubt I can go through and download to my phone or view them. Settings, very comprehensively changed settings. A good app actually. Shoot will take you back to the operation menu, and you've got loads of great stuff here. Trail, auto, this is 3 pictures a second, 5 pictures a second. Timing, that's time delay. Yeah, really good app. Back to video, press the button, start recording. So basically you can put the camera 10 or 15 meters away and start recording remotely, and of course you can view whatever the camera's viewing, which in my case here is me recording the video. And intermedia gallery, empty folder, XDV. Oh right, that's no doubt where you download stuff to. Media gallery XDV is again all the clips that I shot while I was out and about today, and it's still loading because there's one hell of a lot of clips there. So you can view the clips on your phone or tablet, and to come out of it, it's another quick press of the up button on the scrolling buttons marked Wi-Fi. That will take you out of Wi-Fi, and as you can see the symbol has now gone and the yellow light has also gone off. Right, well I hope that's helpful. One thing I forgot to say, to turn off, it's a moderately longer press of the power button, because obviously a short press will scroll you through the modes. So that's it, the WiMiUS Q1. Perhaps it's time we took a look at some test clips. Right, unless otherwise stated, all of these clips are at 1080, 60 frames a second, and this is a good definition test here because you've got some nice detail on the brickwork. Also shows just how much distortion you get on the lens, which looks like very little fisheye effect to me. And this is a good definition test. Lots of colour and definition of the cottages over there opposite. And lovely bright sunshine, not bad for October.
And this little stretch, I'm already out of breath, is up through the woods here at Berry Head, up to Berry Head Light. And it's quite a grey day with just little patches of sun coming through onto the track, as you can see, but it's quite dull and dark here. 1080 60 frames a second. And that's the worst bit. Oh, very weak sun. Well, that was the worst bit. And I made it. Because it got strong easterly. On your left, Berry Head Light, which is the shortest lighthouse in the UK, and you're going to see it any minute when I get back on the track. Berry Head Light, shortest lighthouse in the UK, and it's the second highest above sea level. It's 58 metres above sea level. A bit windy, as you can see. A few white horses and the light, and that's the old Coast Guard lookout there. Easier going back with the wind behind me. Here we go on the downhill stretch. One has to still be a bit careful because there's gravel in the middle, speed humps, and you're liable at any minute to meet a car coming up the hill. But this is a nice bit because it's downhill. Look, hands off. The hands off section. It's time for the dark pub test.